Leos, how are you guys? I hope you're well. It's March. It smells like spring. Anyway, we're looking at who they are, which means who's coming towards you. There's only a few weeks left in March, but I mean, the whole point is that it's spring, so we're looking at possibly who's in your energy already. There's a card that flipped. So let's take it. It's one of my keywords, turn. Okay, maybe turn around. Maybe someone turns around on you and looks at you on the street. It could be your life is taking a turn. Two cards flipped. Two of Pentacles in reverse with the World card. So Two of Pentacles is like when you've made a decision. You might make a decision to travel, to move out. There's something that you are very excited about because it makes you very happy. You feel bouncy. It's a card of she dances, right? So, and there's, I call it music of the spheres because of the four allies here. And I call it music of the spheres because of obviously the circle here. So it's all the angelic realm, the sounds, not that we hear them per se, but you know what I mean. Either you might get whispers or just music in general takes you there, symbolically speaking, of course. But I feel the turn is the decision, right? This is the turning point, the tipping point, the moment where you change course, you change direction, and you probably want to open up your world. That's great. So in terms of who they are, so right now we're not seeing specifically a person. It feels like it's more your decision at the moment. But it feels like this would be a trigger for meeting someone, maybe. That's possible. Or that's what the person is experiencing. Either you know them or not. This person, their energy, this is what's happening for them. And it's maybe this change of direction, maybe this turn is actually making them come towards you, right? Ultimately. So let's keep pulling and see tell us more about this person for Leo, who they are and exactly what are they doing. So three cards turned here. So we have the Moon in reverse, the Hangman in reverse, and the Eight of Coins, so the Eight of Pentacles. So it could be, with the moon here, it could be a water sign. So more specifically, Pisces or Cancer, maybe. We do have another card for Pisces, so a strong water here. There's something about this person's energy where they're working towards, either coming towards you, or there's something about their work that maybe pertains to the meeting with you, or whether it's through work or something that they work hard at, like something that they want to achieve and they put in a lot of energy towards it. And either that impacts your relationship, whether it's through creating the opportunity for the meeting, or simply how you resonate and how you eventually get to know them. And not just get to know them, but what you know or what you get to find out about them when you actually meet is how much of a hard worker they are. Someone that, will put in the time, because Saturn, this is a Saturn card, so there's a lot of time invested, plowing, in repetition, in discipline. I feel discipline. it impresses you. There's something that you enjoy, that you remark, that you find remarkable about that. But the watery energy is interesting because both cards are, I find, kind of positive here. There's no more timeout. There's no more sort of hesitation even at all in terms of, this would be murky. If the moon was upright, it'd be like kind of murky. This feels more like coming out of illusions, coming out of a dream, and, you know, finally coming out of, okay, I've been suspended, sort of in limbo, not knowing what to do. Let's say we put the cards upright. You see, the person would have been really kind of stuck because they would have been like in this deep reflection, of course, with a lot of positive possibilities, right? And opening up their psyche, really. Especially the psyche because of the moon here, but still within a big dream, right? And so much so that it's like fantasy, and it keeps you like inactive and paralyzed because basically you're not living your life in the world, you're only in your thoughts. So what's really positive is that it's the opposite. So that's the turn the person is making. That's the change that the decision they made of, you know, getting out in the world actually, and out of this fantasy life, or dream world, and actually like really embodying themselves into like throwing themselves into work, into like things that are concrete, that they see create results for them, material results. Doesn't have to be just money. I really want to stress that. I don't think it's only financial. It's definitely what you need to really grasp here is like the difference between you were dreaming your life and now you're actually acting and participating in your life. And whether that's you or them, right? I feel that somehow I feel it's more you, Leo. It's interesting. Even if we're reading about who's coming towards you, maybe that's an energy you needed to, something that you needed to do for yourself to, you know, if you're in the world, then you're in a much better position to actually meet someone. But it could also be, like I hinted, this person's reality is changing, and so finally they're out and about, and you might meet them. So I'm going to pull just one more card. I'm curious to know about, you know, if it's them, if it's you, and this card wants to come out like this one that Tower in reverse. Okay. It's interesting because this energy reminds me of this one simply because of the shape, right? You can imagine this. Anyways, it's just a visual sort of kind of an analogy, but obviously it's not the same thing, right? But there's a huge decision. So I think the decision, this is the turn, right? Something about, you know, breaking a pattern, like, you know, making sure that you not eradicate, just like cease it. You just cease by making that decision, by stepping into the world. You cease being in suspension, in limbo, and in fantasy line. I keep saying that. Okay, what does it mean? Why is it a line? That's super cool. I have to dig. It's a line opposed to a circle. So it's a flat line. That's what it was. You were flatlining here. That's why you were flatlining. And here it's not flat anymore. It's round, it's circular, it moves, it's dynamic, it has like momentum, it actually creates more energy, right? the more it spins, the faster it gets, or that like the more excitement, the more life, the more all so yeah. And so there's something about a really positive change because the tower is in reverse, right? So again, maybe avoiding the worst by staying flatlined, you know, just you might have been really stuck, or them, right? It doesn't matter, like at this point you're gonna have to decide who's who in this reading. But that's interesting, the line against the circle. Let's get some guidance on this for you, Leo. I hope somehow it's kind of your energy. I hope you're the one stepping out of that limbo state, to be honest. 2 cards fell for you. You get awakening. Well, that's what it is. Energy upgrades, a new way of being, a new way of, okay, I can't make this up. This is exactly what I was saying. And then trust your path, which is great because obviously it's not easy, right? There's something probably difficult attached to this decision. First of all, there's going to be a lot of hard work for sure, but maybe you're going to find that you've had to make sacrifices to, and basically you're clearing, making space, or you have to change. So change is always, you know, sometimes it's great, but it's somehow difficult, right? There might be things that you're happy to leave or change, but there are things that you know that you have to let go fully. You know what I mean? Like a bittersweet experience maybe. So this one says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? That's amazing. I love the way this opens the reading because it's asking you now that you've turned and that you know that you need to put in the work. You're stepping into the world. You're looking to be dynamic, happy, successful. You're just like, you're wanting things to you want things to show up for you in the sense of showing up in the sense of as you put in the work, you want to see the results. So they show up because you've put in the energy. They suddenly appear in front of you concretely. So that's amazing. And so it opens it up because it invites you to think about what it is that you could do, you know, with your hard work, with your capacity to put in the work, with your willingness to put in the work. So quite beautiful energy here, which I think is yours ultimately. But you can tell me in the comments. I'd be curious to know. So if it resonated, please like the video, share and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Take care.